call for action, because on one count we say that inflation shouldn't grow, but on the other count we're saying that the repo rate also shouldn't be cut down. I would request that the consideration of the government in cutting the repo rate to kickstart the manufacturing and increase its growth, which would overall lead to the growth of the Indian economy, is much needed, and I would definitely ask for that. In this supplementary demand for graft, I'd like to speak about some specific points, in particular for the steel ministry. I'd like to acknowledge and thank the Finance Minister, the Prime Minister, for allocating 1650 crores of fund to revive the RINL steel plant. I'm very happy to state that from a verge of almost being shut down with only one furnace running, now there's two furnaces running at more than 100% rated capacity over the last month and a half or two. And with the continued support of the government, I'm sure that all three furnaces will be running and we'll be able to take care of the salaries of all of the staff members. I'd like to acknowledge this. The second thing that I'd like to bring up is on the footwear industry. I have a peculiar problem, Chairperson. I have a foot condition which requires certain kind of footwear. And I was searching for it in India, but I couldn't find it. I had to go to Germany, and a friend of mine got a cast made for me, and I got that footwear. That's what I'm wearing right now. But then when I went to the Standing Committee on Commerce, I realized that there is a Footwear Design and Development Institute in the Commerce Ministry. With the support of Honorable Minister Piyush Goyalji, I went and visited the center, and I was very happy to see the kind of research that is happening over there. Alas, most of India doesn't even know about the research that is happening. So I request the Finance Minister to consider this footwear industry and the Footwear Design Institute to really proliferate its activities to the wider nation, because the footwear industry is not very concentrated today. It's quite disorganized. And the other thing I'd request is to separate it from the leather industry, because not all footwear is leather now. Footwear, all different kinds of materials are coming into it. The next point is urban planning. We see, when we think of big cities in India, when we say Bangalore, a lot of people remember traffic. When we say Delhi, people think of pollution. And when we say Mumbai, people worry about cost of living. So the money that happens to be transferred to urban local bodies is a mere 0.5% of the GDP, but the contribution of cities to our GDP is almost 60%. So I request that if there are good cities that are planning for the future, if they can be incentivized through grants for major infrastructure development, that would help us abate these problems preemptively instead of being reactive. I think that would be a great thing for the nation. Coming to the state of Andhra, finally, I'd like to request that over the last 5 years, because of the potential malintent and delay of many critical projects like Amravati or Polavaram, the cost of these projects have increased from 25% to 55%. And we request the support of the central government, in line with what has already been announced in this budget, to develop our capital city of Amravati and to complete the Polavaram project by 2028. And finally, I'd like to end with a point on the state that if we want unemployment to go down, if we want the GDP to grow really quickly to achieve our goal of 2047 Viksit Bharat, as the money dedicated to the census, I would also request some money to be considered for the skill census to be done nationwide, similar to what we're speaking in the state of Andhra. If we can bridge the gap between what the industry needs and what available workforce is there, and start bridging the gap through skill development and education, I think this demographic dividend that exists will become a huge dividend for the nation and help not just state of Andhra Pradesh prosper, but all of the states of India prosper. And with these few points, I'd like to thank the chairperson for the time given to me to speak. And I would like to thank the finance minister again for the support extended to the state of Andhra Pradesh and to the steel plant in